right here we have the Air Jordan 7 Trophy Room, also known as the new sheriff in town. We'll get into all the details about this sneaker and the story behind it, but first we need to crack this box open. Looking at the top right here, you have all over navy on a hinged lid. You have a red Jumpman in the center of that. Now on one side of the box you have a gold text and it reads Trophy Room right here with the logo. On the other side you have the Trophy Room logo in the USA red and blue and white colorways, Nike Air branding here, a gold plastic circle on this side, and then the Michael Jordan signature in gold right here on the other side of the box. On the back of the lid you got the same branding as the front, and that is the Nike Air and the Trophy Room logo as well. And another cool detail about this box is before you slightly lift it open, you can actually read right here, it says welcome to the family in gold right here, and then on the size tag it reads Air Jordan 7 Retro SP Obsidian Metallic Gold size 13 just for me. And all over through the bottom half of the box you have a gray with a navy speckled cement print right here. Now lifting open the lid of the box right here, it says new sheriff in town on the top of the lid, Monte Carlo Monaco on the right side, June 22nd 1992 on the left. So this is partially where we get into the storytelling element of this sneaker. Now when you see this part right here, this is going to be like your classic clipboard, and you have a piece of paper that looks like the basketball court, and then underneath that right there you have team blue versus team white, and then you have the different jersey numbers. So this is going to go back to the storytelling, which we will talk about in a second, but it's kind of dope to see how they incorporated all those different elements to it. And then on the back end of the card right here with the navy and the white text right here, now you can see a little bit more about the story where it talks about MJ versus Magic and how the team had the lead and there was 0 time left on the clock, and Michael Jordan named himself the new sheriff in town and everything like that. Actually, you know what, let's just roll the clip real quick.
Larry and I were talking and Michael walks in and he says, "It's a new sheriff in town." And we both hit each other like, well, he's not lying.
So you can see right there where things were kind of going and how the story became about. And next thing you know, all these years later, they decided to release a shoe telling that story. And y'all know me, I'm a sucker for stories. So let's go ahead and take this paperback and see what this shoe is talking about. So right here on the paper, you have an all over semi-translucent white paper. And then you have small logos right here with the Trophy Room logo, the Jumpman logo. And then you have a sheriff badge right here that looks like it's kind of on fire with a 23 on it. And it's stuck into a basketball. So it's kind of dope to see how they incorporated all those little storytelling elements just on the paper as well. Now peeling back that paper, you have a set of white paper, and then you got the shoe. Oh, you got the shoe. Now normally at this point I'm giving you guys my first impressions, but we got to talk about another cool element when it comes to this box. If you take out all the paper right here, you can actually see there's a full basketball court inside of the box. Got the Trophy Room logo right here, and then on the side of it you got the stadium stands just like they had when they were in their practice arena way back in the day in Monaco. So not only did they incorporate all of the stuff when it comes to the sneaker, they did a really good job when it comes to the packaging as well. Now when it comes to my first impressions of this shoe, honestly I'm surprised by the materials and how they feel, but I'm still not mad at it. And y'all know me, I love Jordan 6s, especially the Carmine, so these kind of got those similarities, which we will talk about in a second. But overall, yeah, this is probably going to be on my top 10 pickups of the year. So now that you guys know a little bit of history about the shoe, we got to show you guys the sneakers that I will be using in today's comparison against this one to help tell the story a little bit more and show you a little bit difference when it comes to colorways, styles, cuts, and materials. There's no way we could do this review without comparing them to the Olympic 7s right here. This is my pair from 2004. Yeah, I know, I've been in the game for a while, but either way, they're yellowing on the toe, you know, they're showing a little bit of character, but I wanted to make sure that we incorporated these in the video as well. Another shoe that we can't forget is the Myro Air Jordan 7s. These came out in 2008. We definitely got to talk about these, comparing them to the new retro and how they go when it comes to storytelling, design aesthetic, packaging, and overall just which one people like more. And last but not least, like I said earlier, the Carmines. I know for a fact they're different shoes, I get it, but color blocking is similar, so I wanted to talk about that too. So like typical fashion, we're gonna break down all the styles, cuts, and materials and give you guys the in-depths about this shoe, starting from the bottom and working our way up. So as you can see right here on the bottom of the outsole, this is very similar to the Olympic Air Jordan 7s like we saw from 2004. There are definitely a lot of similarities when it comes to the two outsoles and the color blocking. Obviously you can tell the difference between the Jumpman being white on that one and gold on this one, and then you have a little bit more of a translucent vibe on these compared to the solid colors with the deeper red and the deeper blue. Now going up to the midsole, very similar to the Olympic 7s as well. You have the same color pattern on the midsole, but the colors are just a little bit more vibrant. And then like I said earlier, the outsole got that more translucent with the lighter color blue, even though it is still a navy blue, just a little bit different of a hue when it comes to that. But overall, everything is very similar on that aspect as well. Now going to the upper, this is something that's very different. I like to see this with the different textures and materials and the different hits and the branding and the trophy room on the back and all that stuff. There's a lot to go over. So like I said earlier, as you can see with these two sneakers right here, color blocking is very similar to the Carmines, and honestly, I love it because the Carmine is one of my favorite shoes. The Jordan 6, that model is my favorite model. So to see them kind of put that iteration on this shoe right here, I'm not mad at it at all. I know some people may or may not like it, whatever it may be, but at the end of the day, I think it looks pretty good. Let me know what you think about that down below in the comment section. And when you first saw this shoe, did you think Air Jordan 6 Carmine? Because I know for sure I did. Now on the upper, you have two different types of suedes on here. One's going to be a lot more hairier and soft, and the other one's a little bit more firm and thinner. You have more of a tan colored overlay right here with the gold eyelets all throughout the front end of the shoe, and then you have the Michael Jordan signature embossed in the back end. And then another dope hit that I love to see right here matching with the gold eyelets, you have the flashy gold Jumpman on the side of the foot. This also goes really well with the Jordan Air on the front end of the tongue in gold as well. Now when it comes to the red suede, it's a lot more hairy and a lot softer, almost kind of feels like a felt type material. And then you have an all navy mesh tongue right here in the center of the foot. These come standard lace with just one lace on the front end with the navy color, and then you have two different lace options, the red and the white laces with the gold lace tips on these on all three styles. Now looking on the back end of the tongue, you have a red material behind the tongues, and then you have New Sheriff in Town stitched right there in white text on the back end of both of the tongues as well. On the right foot, on the inside of the foot right here around the ankle, you have June 22nd 1992. We saw that same date in the same font on the inside of the box lid as well, so it's nice to see that they have it on the box and on the sneaker. One thing that I love about the Air Jordan 7s is the comfortable booty that comes inside of here, very similar to a Huarache vibe. We saw that being integrated around the same time back in the early 90s, so it's nice to see that because this honestly makes a really light shoe. This shoe in particular, because of the materials, it does make it a little bit heavier, but overall the Jordan 7, when it comes to performance and weight compared to other Jordan models, it's a pretty light shoe. Now looking at the insole right here, you got that zigzag pattern on there, giving you that old school 90s vibe. We saw different stuff like this that Michael Jordan wore back in the day, and you got the classic Olympic colors all throughout that. And then you have a trophy room patch right here stitched in the heel of the foot. I like how they were still creative on this as well, where it says welcome to the family, and then you have the Jordan 7 logo right there on the inside behind the trophy room logo. That's similar to what we see on the back end of the foot, which we'll get into in a second. Now looking at the back end of the heel right here, this is something when it comes to the pull tab that I immediately thought Myro 7s, but it's actually interesting because it's different than the back end tab that they have on the Myro 7s. The color pattern is different. Another thing that's different on these is you have that gold kind of plated plastic piece with the trophy room logo on the left side, and then you have the number 9 on the right side here on the new retro. When you're looking at the Myro 7s from back in the day, you can see you have the red and gold with the same classic Air Jordan branding like these on the past, and then these ones in particular just have the different coloring, but they still have the 9 on here because that's the number that Jordan wore back when he was in the Olympic. And looking at these right here from aging, yes, you can see that it's kind of white, but as I rub my finger on it, you can kind of tell it does have that old navy blue back in there, but that gives you that look of that older classic Air Jordan 7 Olympic from back in the day. So now brings my next question to you guys is, how do you guys feel about these compared to the Myro 7s? I'm very interested because obviously these are based around the Olympics. You got the Jordan 7. It's a model that some people like, everybody doesn't. I get that. You know, it's a collaboration, the different aspects. This was more limited, you name it. There's a lot of different factors to each one to why somebody may like this one over that one or that one over this one. So I posted a poll on my Instagram story to see what everybody else thinks, and this is what they said. 31% of the people chose the Myro 7s and 69% of the people chose the trophy rooms. Now for me, I'm rocking with the Myro still. These trophy rooms are fire. They're gonna take more time to grow on me for sure, and I hunted down this shoe for many years to finally get them in my collection, so maybe that's why I like this one more. Either way, I love and appreciate both, and I'm glad to have both in my collection, but I'm interested to see what you guys think about that. I know this one, when it comes to the new trophy room Air Jordan 7, a lot more obtainable and definitely at a way better price compared to the Myro 7s, and because this shoe is so old from 2008, I could understand why consumers may not be connected to it because they may not have been collecting for that long, or they could just say the shoe is simply ugly. But either way, at the end of the day, we all get to buy what we like for our collections, and I always want to emphasize that because don't just go buy something because everybody else likes it. If you like it, buy it. If you don't, just don't cop it. Now the next thing that had me me a little interested was, it was kind of a landslide. Like, I know everybody's rocking with these, but I'm like, do you think they like these more than the Olympic 7s? 53% of the people chose the Olympic 7s and 47% of the people chose the trophy rooms. Is that a little bit too close for my liking? Yes, but I'm happy that they still chose the Olympic 7s at the end of the day. I get it, it's fresh, it's new, all that different stuff, but you just can't beat the OG. Now, because everybody was so close on the Olympic 7s, I had to do a poll on the Carmine 6s too, because that kind of comes down to very similar color blocking, and you're going a nostalgic shoe versus a, you know, a newer collaboration type sneaker. So I wanted to see what everybody thinks, and honestly, I was kind of scared for this poll, but this is what they said. 63% of the people chose the Carmines and 37% of the people chose the trophy rooms. Now, this right here, I was very happy about, because like I said, you can't beat an OG, even though it's a collaboration and all of this stuff. Or is this even considered a collaboration? Or is it like a, what do you call this? Like, it's his son's shoe, like telling the story of the, I don't know. Let me know what you think about that as well down below in the comment section. Now, before we get out of here, we got to talk about pricing real quick, because a lot of people were shocked about these. There was a high demand, and I feel like a good amount of people got the shoe that wanted to get the shoe, but I didn't think they were expecting the price to be so low compared to other resale values and different things like that. And I have this theory. This is what I'm thinking. They're currently going for just over 250 bucks right now. I'm a size 13, so again, things may vary, but for relative to my size, 250, 270, 300, depending on where resale store you go to, all the different things. At the end of the day, I feel like it's a very affordable sneaker to say that it's just a little bit over retail. So everybody's wondering, like, what's gonna happen? A lot of people say,
oh, just hold it, the price is gonna go up.
If the Jordan 16s, 17s, 23s are going for $400 to $800, there's no way an Air Jordan 7 in time wouldn't be going for somewhere around $700 to $900 in time. That's just my theory based off of previous releases in the past. And if you look at more coveted numbers like the Air Jordan 1 or the Air Jordan 5 that they did, those two in particular, those are going for over $1,000. And then obviously the Friends and Family red version, those are gonna be going for $5,000 to $7,000, some say $10,000. Either way, I think just in time, like we've seen in the past with previous trophy room releases, they go for a little bit over retail. People don't want to get them, even though they want to get them for their collection, but they don't want to pay the price. Next thing you know, a couple years go by and they're double or triple what they were originally going for. So I think if you do want to get the shoe and you're willing to pay a couple extra bucks over the retail value, I think right now is a pretty solid time to get it. And if you want to get a used pair for an even better deal or whatever it is, negotiating with your friends, doing trades, different stuff like that, I think this is a great shoe to have in your collection. I think the shoe is at a really good price and value right now. And I put this on my list before in the past for affordable sneakers to cop in this current moment. So for me, instant cop, must have. I love this shoe. I think it's a great sneaker, and this is definitely a shoe that I would consider picking up a second pair of. So let me know what you guys think about all that down below in the comment section. Yo, before you go, I just launched my Sneakerhead Academy where we got everything on the inside. I teach you all the stuff that I learned over the past 15 years when it comes to sneakers, scaling, real estate, you name it. We talk about all of it in there. And there's an 8-week program plus a bunch of monthly giveaways. I give away shoes literally way too much, honestly. But either way, I'll see you guys on the inside. Hit the link down below in my description or pinned in the comment section for DJ Sneakerhead Academy, and I'll see you guys over there.